Welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher. So let's jump right into it. We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. Let's freaking go, baby. We're here. It's 12:30 Eastern time on the East Coast, and we are giving the 5,000 subscriber giveaway away today. I want to thank every one of you out there for subbing to the channel, liking my videos, getting me to 5K, but we are on the road to 6,000 subs now, and we're almost at, believe it or not, a quarter of the way there. I think we're at 5123 as I'm speaking to you guys right now. I can't thank you guys enough. And like I said, as the further we go, the more stuff we do, the better stuff I'm going to give away. So thank you guys again. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. You guys can see me. Somebody just drop in the chat. Yes, all good. And we are golden. So I want to say hello to everyone who is in the chat right now. We only got about 15. So the more people who are in this thing, they're going to have a chance to win this thing today. So if anybody who wants to win it, who's not here right now, get them on the stream. Get them on here. They have to be a sub, and I will check that they're a sub or not. And I recognize a lot of people on here. So we're going to say hello to Creamy Fungus. What is up? Great name, by the way. Brooklyn State of Mind. There you go. Tri-state area. Got love for you, brother. Brooklyn Born, another one. How are you, my friend? Can't wait. Of course, that is me replying to you guys. Lord Jar Jar, what is going on? Congrats on 5K. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. A guy who's been here from the beginning, Brandon Metro. I recognize you instantaneously, bud. How are you? Thank you so much. Chris Corso, 5K is amazing. Thank you. And I love those freaking sneakers in the background, bro. Freaking phenomenal. One of my channel members, Robert Davis. What is going on, buddy? Appreciate that. Sarah, thank you so much. Congrats on the 5K. Another one of my great friends, Peter Simpson. How you doing, buddy? Haystack 77, thank you for joining me. Thank you so much again for the 5K. Shady, what's going on? John Rowe, one of my OGs from the beginning. How you doing, brother? Thank you again. I appreciate you. Rohan and JP, not sure which one of you guys this is, but hello to both of you guys. Mark Osler, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. James, another guy that's been here since the beginning. Thank you so much. A channel member. Bob Stoney, Jim Richards, buddy, what's going on, Jim? Another one of my good friends out there. Paul, how are you? Stop Motion 24. Nice job. Daniel Hinojosa. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Michael C. Another one that's been here for a really long time. John 12061976 from Ireland. Thank you for hanging with me. Dr. Sean, my brother. Jim, dude, thank you so much for the token of appreciation right there, $20 on the super chat. I really appreciate that, man. You didn't have to do that, but I love you, Jim. Thank you so much. Rich, I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name, but thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Omega, Jason, another guy who's been here since the beginning. Thank you so much. Caleb Olson, thank you. J-Rock. I think that's it. All the new guys for now. So again, I really appreciate everyone who's jumping in. Oh, wait, I got to say hello to another guy right from the beginning. Danny, what's going on, my friend? Thank you so much for joining me. Listen, it's been a long time coming. We have 33 people in the chat, and we are giving this sucker away today. I told you guys from the beginning that this is what I was going to do. Once we had 5,000, you got me there in a couple of months, 3 months, I think it was. We're here. We're giving this sucker away today. And again, I can't wait for 6K because I think we're going to do a poll and figure out what we're going to do for 6K and maybe some original art, maybe another statue. So get ready. Of course, before we do that, before we play the game, I want to, again, thank everybody for joining me today. Show you what's coming for the week, okay? On Monday, we have the next eBay sales video. A couple of requests from people out there in the community wanted me to check on a few books, which I did. So this is going to drop Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern. Then we have a new series starting Tuesday. The Absolute Game of Nerds, their podcast, they joined me for this video, and we're going to go play this or that. Which book would you rather have for $2,000? And I give them two books that sold recently for the exact same amount, and we break them down and we pick which one we'd rather have for that amount. And of course, most importantly, this Saturday and Sunday, the Garden State Comic Fest, I will be there setting up for the first time as a vendor, even though I'm not really a vendor, but I will have giant books for sale. I will have a buddy of mine named Dario, who's also a friend of the channel. He will have books as well, some big banger stuff, some Fantastic Four, Silver Age stuff. So if you're in the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, hell, even Rhode Island, drive up, come to the show. We're going to be there. There's comics, there's cosplay, there's some other stuff. Obviously, artists are going to be there. There's 2 huge rooms. Come out and say hello. We're going to be filming as well. So again, check us out at the Garden State Comic Fest this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So let me stop sharing this thing. There we go. All right, so let me get caught up in the chat, and we'll go over the rules to win this thing right now. We got 40 people in there, man. So again, Caleb Olson says thank you. Says well deserved. Nick Torres, best of luck on the 5K. Escargo 80, great name, buddy. Thank you so much. Badapotamus, another name I recognize. Kenny the Comic Collector, what's up, peeps? How you doing? Robin Mastery, thank you so much. So it's Rohan checking us out today. What's going on, Rohan? Spiderfire 04. Love that name. Congrats on 5K. Great show. Thank you so much. Razorod. Thank you so much. And Bartopotamus, another one. Another one who's been here. Always jumps on my live stream. So thank you so much, Bart. Batman 1 giveaway at 6,000. Well, I don't know. I'm going to give you guys an inkling. I kind of changed up the room a little bit this morning. I still have to finish up some doing stuff, but you can shout out to anyone who could recognize something new in the case behind me that I just got that I'm not going to reveal. But if you can find it, drop it down in the comments. All right. So either way, the Batman 1. Everybody who's here today has got a chance to win this thing as long as you're a subscriber, and hit like on this video. Please stop what you're doing for 2 seconds. Hit like on the video, okay? So again, low grade issue of Iron Man 1. It's got tape on the spine. It's got tape on the bottom across the side, but hey, it's still an Iron Man 1, an awesome Silver Age first issue, big premiere issue. It says right on the cover. And of course, the first Iron Man in his own title. And of course, it retells the origin story of Iron Man. So here you go. That don't count, buddy. You knew what it was ahead of time. So yes, it is, Jim. It is a Tech 31 that I actually just traded for. So it didn't cost me anything out of my pocket. A good friend of the community traded me straight up for another big book. So there it is. L Green Machine. How are you doing, buddy? All right. So back to the contest rules. We're going to do what we did the last time because I thought it was really a great thing that we did about picking a number, right? It kind of allows everybody to get in on the fun, not just me doing like a random comment picker or something like that. It's fun. It's live. And I really enjoyed this the last time we did it. So, and it also prevents other people from like not claiming the book. Last time I gave away something at 4,000, 2 people didn't claim the book. So I don't want to go through that again. I want the people who always come on these live streams and always are supporting me to win this freaking thing. All right. So what we're going to do, we got 51 folks in the house. Again, like this video, be a subscriber. Are you guys ready? Since we have 51 people, what we're going to do is we're going to pick a number from 1. I'm going to pick a number from 1 to 125. Okay? I already have the number written down. I just wrote it down. So 1 between 125. If somebody nails the number, everybody is in here will get to pick a number. Okay, 54 people. Pick a number, drop it in the comments, 1 to 125. If there are more people, if there are, what was I going to say? If there's like 2 people with the same number, you guys will do it again, just that group. If nobody gets the number, I will take the closest person to that number. Doesn't matter if you go over, it just means you have to be closest to that number. If it's a tie, those 2 people or 3 people, whoever it is, will go at it again, just those amount of people, and we'll give it away that way. So again, drop your number into the chat right now, and I'm going to take all the people out there who, man, a lot of you is in here. Okay, so here we go. Let me go back to the beginning. Don't do it twice. Pick one number, and that's it. So I'm just going to write all the numbers down. I'm just looking. I'm still looking. Man, a lot of you guys in here. 56 people. So I'm going to go through and count them as well, make sure nobody cheated. It's okay if two people pick the same number because they'll just battle it out at the end. But you only get one shot. If I see you put more than one number in, you disqualification. Why are people saying oops? What am I messing with? What am I missing with? So William Yuskatugli, you get one number. One number. So all right, I'm gonna go back and count how many people are voted. We have 58 people in here. I'm gonna go count the numbers. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So William Yuskatel, I'm using your loan number, the first one you put in here, which was 77, since you put a ton of numbers. So there you go. So let me start over and counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm skipping the people who put 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. How many of you guys put more than it in here? 46, 47. Some of you guys doing it more than once. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. Well, I have 66 people in there. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. All right. Stop. Everybody stop. A metal bum. I'll give you one last chance because I didn't see you put it. You did put a thing in. Okay, you did. Your number is 53. I see it. All right. So the rules were just plain and simple. Pick a number between 1 and 125. The number I picked is on the side right here. Okay. It's behind my hand. So here it is. I'm just writing down names to see who got the number. So I'm just going to scroll through this one more time and just make sure there were 2 people who got the number right. So I'm going to scroll and make sure I didn't miss any of those people who got the number and make sure they didn't vote twice. So give me 1 second. So there's the 1. So 1. 2. Just making sure nobody else got it. Give me a second. All right. So 2 people got the number. I want to say thank you to those people. So Tales from the Crypto, you came in late, but that wasn't the number anyway, so it's no big deal. So the 2 people that got the number right were, let me just make sure I got the names right. But one of them I know pretty well, actually. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Sorry. But I want to make sure I got the names right. Man, there were a lot of you guys in here today. I'm happy about that. Where are you? Okay, so the first one was Golden Shark at 57. And the other one was Jim Richards at 57. Okay, congratulations to you both, but you both got to go one more time. So 57 was the number, and the both of you guys nailed it. Congrats to you two. But just you two will battle it out right now. And I'll give you, it's not going to be one, it's not going to be 1 to 125 with 2 people to try. We'll be here all fucking day. Okay. So Jim Richards and Golden Star, or whatever the name was, I apologize. Both of you will pick one number from 1 to 25. Hold on. I haven't written the number down yet, so don't say anything yet. 1 to 25. I've written the number down. So just those 2 guys, 1 to 25. Whoever gets closest, doesn't matter if you go over, gets the book. Jim and Golden Star, if you're still here. So Jim picks 13. I'm waiting for Golden Shark picks 17. So the number was 3. So Jim Richards, congratulations, my friend. You just won the low grade Iron Man 1. Congratulations, Jim. Like I said, I wanted to be as fair as possible with this thing. And I like kind of doing this because it kind of gets everybody here together. People who I know watch the channel, people who support me, people who, you know, I have conversations with on YouTube or on Instagram. That's kind of what this is about, getting to know each other and talking about stuff that we love here on the channel. So again, congratulations, Jim. So close, so close. But everyone else, again, thank you for playing. Thank you for joining me here today. And again, I always appreciate your support. So Jim, you could contact me on Instagram. I know you follow me there. Just shoot me a message over there and I'll mail this thing to you. But while I have you guys here, let's talk about 6,000. Okay. Let's talk about 6,000 now. I want to do something special for 6,000, and I'm going to put up a poll probably this week about giving what's 6,000 away. And I got this at the last show I went to, and I want to know what you guys think about me making this the next giveaway. And it's 6,000, and it's this bad boy right here. It's original comic art by a local artist to me. This thing's awesome. I believe I showed you this on a live stream once. I was thinking about doing this as a giveaway, but we're going to run a poll this week. The other choice, give me 1 second. I want to get it down and show you what it might be. So I've had this in the collection for quite some time. Now, it's obviously not the scale to the giant sideshow piece that once was, but it's a miniature scale of course, Hulk 181, the great cover. I was thinking about doing this or that awesome original art. Now, we could do something else, but I want to at least let you guys first know here, the guys who really support me, who jump on my live streams, what do you guys rather prefer? Drop me in the comments the art or the statue. So again, that statue is awesome. It does like come apart in 2 pieces. It's a great looking statue. It mimics that cover and it mimics the original sideshow piece, because the sideshow piece is like, I think, $2,000 or whatever it was at one point. This is a nice alternative to that, especially since you know, you could fit it anywhere, which is great. So let's catch up on the chat here. It says, James says, thanks for the cool giveaway. Congratulations again to the milestone, just the beginning. So James, I want to thank you. And the members of my channel, you can see they have a little thing next to their name. That you guys are getting your own giveaway soon. I promise you that. So if anybody who's not a channel member and you want to become one, we have a bunch of different levels to support the channel. $1.99, $4.99, and there's a bigger one which I give you actually some discounts and some free stuff. But you guys are getting your own giveaway shortly. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do, but you guys have been great supporters ever since I started this thing. Metal Bum, I'm not giving away the Soups one, man. I can't do it, man. Sorry. Bart, you were stuck at like 3750 forever. So glad you're cruising faster now. Yeah, definitely. It's going a lot quicker. I know I'm trying to make good content. That's the first thing that I try to do. I know we do the Hot 10 breakdown of the week every Thursday. It comes out early for my members. And right now I have like 3 eBay sales videos ahead. So there's like 3 weeks out that members are getting early. But I try to do those 2 videos. And I'm actually going to take a Heritage Comics or Auction Comics link and do like a sales piece on that. And of course, now we have this or that. And I hope you guys like that. And if we do, we're going to have other members of the community come on and I'll do this or that with them every week. I know Jason and Errol are going to come on at some point. You know, I may do it separate because I think they're going to pick the same book no matter what, because they're very similar when it comes to that stuff. It is. The one thing about this is it's not the same stuff that you get normal statues from. It's almost like a very, very hard plastic. So it's actually wouldn't be that bad to ship. So I would definitely wouldn't ship something like that if I didn't think it would get there securely. Because this is like a really, really hard, tough plastic, I would just, you know, wrap it completely in bubble wrap and send it in a nice big box. So we have 3 votes for the art. The statue for Peter Simpson. In this case, statue. We got 4 votes to art, so 4-2. But again, I'm going to put up a poll, but I want to get you guys' opinion. The Hulk, love art. I was thinking you was going to do a 12-month calendar spread. I don't think anybody wants to see me in that, bro. Nobody definitely doesn't. You know what? I'm sorry. It doesn't show well in the feed. I'll take a better picture of the art. It's not inked. That's why it's only pencils. So I actually prefer it in pencils, but that's just me. The statue, love the statue. Can't go wrong with Wolverine. I agree. The statue's awesome. So I mean, either way, I'm totally fine with it. We have a bunch of votes. So thank you, Paul. Get up the likes, guys. Statue is awesome. It would go great with my Hulk 181. It would. I had when I had a 181, it was right next to it, and that's part of the thing. So I am doing another video coming out called "Statues, Comics and Statues Together." So I haven't filmed it yet, but it's coming. So it's a good mix of art and the Hulk statue. So listen, if we do one now, we'll do the other one when we get to 7. And I do think we're getting a fucking 7, baby. I read something the other day that 2% of YouTubers are 10,000 subscribers and up, which to me is crazy. 10,000 and up subs, there's only 2% of people who do YouTube, and YouTube is like millions and millions of people. So that to me is astonishing. Yellow Flash, dude, go watch this guy's channel because his videos are freaking awesome. He hits on everything going out there in the comic industry right now. So yes, it is a Batman one and a Superman one, bro. Thank you for joining the channel. I really appreciate it. Go watch his channel. He's a big channel. So I appreciate you coming on here, bud. John says art. Thank you, Greg. I really appreciate that. And Jim, thank you. Appreciate that as well. That's the goal, man. The goal is to put out good content. I'd love to have at some point every one of you guys on the channel. That would love that. I mean, anybody who's ever interested in coming on, you Yellow Flash, man. I would love to have you on or me be on your channel. Your shit is awesome. Watch you all the time. Golden Short, man, you are so close. Stay tuned because 6,000, you never know. Thank you. Appreciate it. Like I said, if you it was a lot of people in here, so it was tough, but I told you the 2 people that kind of get there together, I was going to do that. That was the rule. Thank you. And Yellow, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that so much. So again, I'm just hanging out here. I didn't really plan on doing anything else outside of giveaway because I knew that it was a big moment. A lot of people wanted that Iron Man 1. I wish I could have given it to all you guys. I really do, but I thought this was the fairest way than somebody just doing like a random comment picker. It gives you like a chance to actually go out and put a number in with your own mind and say, hey, but if you don't like that, I don't mind doing the comment picker next time. The one thing I can't do is put all your names in a thing and then pick somebody because that is just, it's too time consuming for the amount of people. Now, when I was a smaller channel, I could do that, but thank you, Chris. I appreciate that, bud. Again, send me those shoes, man, or tell me where you got them. But those have to be customs, right? Those have to be customs, and you guys know them. Those are Air Force Ones, but I'm a Jordan 1 guy. But those are freaking cool. All right, so Rohan wants to know what I did with the trade. All right, so I didn't tell everybody this, or I might have told some of you guys that I have a Batman 1, which you see behind me. It's a 6.0 restored grade. In fact, let me crack them out. Give me 1 second. So I know Rohan was here when I showed everybody my Batman 1 that I traded half my collection for. So there it is. It's a 6.0 restored CBCS old label, which actually I like better. I don't like CGC purple labels, and I don't like CBCS's new blue labels. I think they look like shit. But either way, here it is. Nice copy for a restored copy. So that I've had for a while. Everybody knows it. I traded half my collection and some cash for it. But I don't know if everybody knew that me and a investor friend of mine, he wanted to invest in some books, and I was only going to go after a bigger book at that point. So we decided to split a book 50-50, and I was able to purchase a Batman 1. It was a 0.5 green label. Now, many of you have probably seen it on my feed that I posted a poll. What would you rather have, this Batman 1 green label, which the only thing wrong with the Batman was it had tape, and they said it had a married cover. It was complete. It was unrestored. It was a nice looking copy of that book. It still is. It's beautiful. And what I was planning to do was actually send it into CGC to get it fixed to a blue label. But after speaking to Matt Nelson over at CGC, he said they weren't really keen on doing that because it is a married cover. Even though I mentioned to him, I've seen married pieces to books have blue labels before. And I think just presented better. And that's what I really cared about. But I digress. He said that, he kind of frowned upon doing that. So I said, fine, I don't care. It's still a Batman 1. And which made more sense to me was an unrestored Batman 1. And there are so few of those out there. So that's why we decided to go ahead and buy it. But when I started looking into buying a Tech 31, there are 98 copies of it on the CGC census, only 98. I have no idea if a raw copy still exists out there. I know the copy I picked up or I traded for was a CBCS copy. Okay. Now it is a restored book as well. It's a 5.0 here. I'll show it to you. A guy in the community had this book and he's willing to trade for it. And he wanted to sell it, but I really wasn't looking at this keen on spending any more money. So finally we came to agreement. I wasn't going to let the Batman 1 go because it had, I was planning on either sending it to CBCS and getting it, reslabbed in their new label when they come out with the new label, because I thought it would present better. And that's really what I'm all about. Once you have a book, whatever the book is, make it present as best as you can. That's the name of the game. But at the end of the day, these are so rare. There's 98 copies on the census. So let's call this 199. And it doesn't count, obviously, books that were resubmitted. So there's 99 that we know of right now. And I'm sure there's a few more. It's ultra scarce. To me, it's one of the top 5 comic book covers that has ever been done in the comic industry. Of course, it's been homaged to death, but let's not forget, this is the 5th appearance of Batman. I can't even tell you how many appearances of Batman came before this book. A lot came before this book. So this is the 5th appearance of Batman. That's insanity to me. And to have this book in any grade, like, I think, because of its scarcity, it's something that I definitely, if I had an opportunity to do it, I would do it. And I had an opportunity. We traded straight up for it. It was an awesome member of the community. We both overnighted the books and of course took 2 days to get to me, but regardless, it got here safe and sound. And that's all I care about. My investor friend was very happy as well. It was a good trade on both sides because the guy I traded with is a freaking tremendous Batman fan. And to have a Batman 1, and don't forget, it's the first Joker appearance. It's a huge book. So he was super stoked. I'm super stoked. And now I have 2 of the biggest Batman keys that have ever been, published outside of Tech 27. And I'll never get. I'll never get. So I want to catch up on the chat. Jason, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Horvat, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I like the top 10. I wish every week that they put on more good books, because it seems like it's just getting more modern stuff every week. It's some of the same books. People need to realize, and that's what I really want to do with this channel. Collect the way you collect. Buy the books you want to buy. I'm never going to say don't do that, but don't get stuck having like 10 million books in your collection when you're an older gentleman or woman, having to leave all this stuff to your children or to your wife, because they're never going to have a clue how to get rid of this stuff or get back what you put into it. So that's why I started to consolidate some of my stuff into some of the books that I really mean something to me. Doesn't mean you shouldn't collect new books, read books, because I would still love to. I need to find books that I want to read. So I said this last time that, this is what I've been buying lately. Stuff like this. I can read Alan Moore Swamp Thing. Like I never read the early Swamp Thing series. So now I'm going to do it because, I've heard great things about it. So instead of buying modern stuff like that, I'll buy that and read it. Wild Mongrel. I love that name, Brody. I love that name. Thank you so much. Mad respect. Comment picker blows. I agree. It's tough because you have to like wait and then run a thing and then somebody puts in a comment after you run it. I like talking to people and I like, hearing from them and seeing what they do live. So think it's a good way to do it. I know I have 5,000 and change subs. They can't all be here. So I get it. But, for the future, we'll see. Kevin, yeah, man, I did it already. Sorry, buddy. But hopefully we get to 6,000 soon. And then you'll get a chance at the next one. Meadow Bum. I think this is way more fair, Lawrence. Comment pickers think there's a lot of bots and fake people come in. I agree. The reason I like doing this as well is because I recognize so many of these names on here right now. And the people who follow me, the people who, support the channel, I want you guys winning stuff. And we'll keep doing fun stuff. Like I thought about doing, like, when I put out a video, if we get the thing to 300 likes, and get a comment, I'll give something away to do, to those people who made those, and that I'll use the comment picker for. But if you drop a like on a video, put a comment, I've done that before. We'll do a giveaway like that. Like I said, channel memberships, they're getting their own freaking giveaway. They pay a certain amount, a cheap amount every month to do that. They deserve something. We're going to do that as well. And whatever course I don't sell this weekend, I'm going to do giveaway with that stuff. I may do mystery boxes and stuff like that as well, just to make them cheap. And then maybe somebody will get a nice minor key, stuff like that. Custom. Yeah, I figured that. Those are cool, man. Don't crack them out. No, I can't do that. Not with these anymore. They're going to stay how they are. Thanks, Yellow Fresh, man. I really appreciate that. Tiger 2. What's your next big book you got in your mind to get besides the 227? Anything else you've been eyeing? I got to be honest. That was my last piece of the puzzle, that 31. I will buy books that I think mean something to me, or something that I find like that's a steal. That's it. Nothing to add. I think, unless I could trade all my books for a Tech 27, that may be the way to go, but I don't think that's possible. Dude, Superman 4 is still an awesome key, man. Like I said, any low Superman or low Batman issue, they're so hard to come by. They're so freaking rare, especially to find in decent condition, and a 2.0 Universal's pretty good for a Golden Age book that's 80 plus years old. Facsimile? I thought they did do a facsimile, but it was a different. Didn't they? I thought they did do one, but it's not obviously the size of this book. Yeah, I hear you, man. I totally understand. It's just a hard book. There's 300 copies roughly, and some of those I'm sure have been regraded over time. Which arcade machine do you love them both? So you guys can see the one right behind me is a Punch-Out one. That it's a custom that I did. I love. That's probably my favorite. I have, of course, the big cab is dedicated to my dog that passed earlier this year. But those two are totally my favorite. The T2, it looks awesome, but I got to be honest, it took me like 15 minutes to beat the game, and then that's the only game on the thing. So it looks awesome, but doesn't play as it should, in my opinion. Kenneth Bird, man, sorry we missed you for the giveaway, buddy. Joshua, Neil Adams do 227? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. That and 251. Let me know. What do you guys prefer? I was thinking about, I used to have a 227. I sold actually to Jim, who won the giveaway. But 227 or 251, what's a better cover? I was actually looking at 251 signed by Neil Adams earlier. There's not that many copies out there for sale. I was looking at trying to get a high grade copy of that one, but there aren't really that many. Of course, you guys know we just lost my favorite artist, John Romita Sr. I actually have like 3 books signed by John. So some of the greatest art that he's ever put out. So that was a horrible news this week. So they're both restored, Rohan. They're both restored. Forget it. I actually made a couple of guys offers for non-restored books. It's like there's one on eBay that's like a 1.8 or a 1.5. That's like the guy wants 80 grand for it, which is it's a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not worth it. It is, but I can't be throwing around that kind of money. Thanks, Shady. I really appreciate it, bud. Thank you, Rohan. Oh, dude. So Delano for real one. I was supposed to go to this, but I know Two Brothers Comics, they wanted me to go. But Excelsior Slabs, we were talking about it when I was on their channel. I wanted to go bad, but it's Father's Day weekend. It's really tough for me to get down there on Father's Day. I got 2 stepkids, wife, so got to give them the time as well. I put a lot of effort and time into the channel, so they deal with that as it is. I don't want to piss them off, and I already do, and I'm sure I do. So, man, I try, man. You guys know if you follow the channel, I'm a big Spidey fan. That's my number 1 character, but Batman's a close second. I grew, and let me tell you something. What are the 2 things that are common about Batman and Spider-Man? And you guys know Hulk and Punisher are my next 2, and they all kind of have similar traits. Like Batman lost his family when he was young, obviously. Spider-Man lost Uncle Ben. Hulk didn't lose anybody, but he lost himself in a way. And Punisher obviously lost his family as well. So they resonate with me, all of them. Oh, great! I'm really looking forward to reading that, man. I haven't started yet. I've been so busy, putting out content and doing other things around the house. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think the book itself, the original Batman One Beyond, is a tough book to find. So I always think it always has value. But right now we're in a place in the comic market it's really it's really like a buyer's market. So if you could find a book and get a really great deal on it and hold it for a long time, I did those two comic hierarchy videos where I tell you what, in my opinion, like the investment books are, and I may have been off on a few. For it's a personal thing for me. So if you have other books you think that are going to be on that list for you, then by all means. Again, I think Batman Beyond One, the original copy, will always hold value because of its scarcity. So yes, it is, but only to a certain extent. Like certain books, you guys hear me say only in a 9.8 because only certain books, in my opinion, like I'll take New Mutants 98. I know everybody has that book. There's so many freaking copies of it. So if there are that many copies of it, in order for it to be worth your while at some point financially, it's got to be a 9.8. And again, if you just love Deadpool, just own the book. I don't give a shit if it's a 3.0. Just own the book. Who cares? Like, don't bother. Buy the grade that you want, and it doesn't matter. So if you want it to be worth something financially, though, I would say certain books, you have to stick to certain grades. I'm trying to take any questions you guys might have before we end this thing. It's 105. Max I got is about 25 minutes. But if you have other questions, I will down to answering it. I'm still in the process of fixing up this room. I changed some stuff up just to see, I like kind of having the statues and stuff in the background. Thank you, Kenny, man. I appreciate it. Again, early Superman is tough to find. Early Batman is tough to find, especially keys. It really is hard. I truly think I'd rather have Tech 31 more than any other Golden Age. Best cover and census is just minuscule. Congrats, man. I thank you so much. So we're going to get into a book on Tuesday. One of the books on a Tuesday has a ridiculously low census count. That's why I brought it to everybody's attention. But I don't want to see too much when the video airs on Tuesday. It's not a live stream, but it's a format as like a live stream. And I did some editing here and there. And of course I added some special stuff, which I always do. Yeah. And that's all that matters is it presents well. Again, when you're getting into Golden Age stuff, the rarity, if it presents nice at this point, and if the Golden Age book, I don't mind restoration if that's all we can get. Obviously I have two huge restored books. So Startling 49 is another rare book. So, I mean, I've started to get into more of the rare stuff, but I want to make it personal. A book that I'll tell you guys right now that I saw on a live feed recently, but then they ended up not going live, but it was a promotion, was a Captain America, I think 78. It was a John Romita artwork on Captain America. It's a beautiful cover, and the fact that John is no longer with us, I thought maybe that might be a good book to add, being he's my favorite artist. So that's one. If you're a John Romita fan and you can find one, there's like two on eBay. One is restored, one is not, and they both a fortune. I wanted to see, this copy was raw, so I wanted to see what it was going for. So Rohan says 227 over 251. Same with Jim Richards, Joshua as well. I'm leaning towards it. I've had a 227. Jim has my copy now. It's an awesome cover, but now that I have the 31, they're very similar covers. So I was thinking of picking up a 251, but only signed by Neil. Do vendors at Comic-Cons trade for books? Never been to one. So yes, they do. 100%. Usually though, the trade value is always going to be in favor of the dealer. In our community, if you could find somebody willing to deal, and I think a lot of people out there are willing to trade, especially in the Instagram community. Make sure you know them. Make sure they have the same followers as you if you're going to do that. I didn't want to get scammed when I was doing this, but the guy, I felt very comfortable. He had like 300 contacts that I did, and a lot of them were guys I talk to all the time. So 100%, just make sure. A lot of votes for 227. So everybody's saying 227. Delano says, I got ASM 15 yesterday and upgraded my 4.0 ASM 194 to a 9.2. Awesome. That is a beautiful book. I have two copies. I have a raw and I have a 9.0 that just sold of mine. I had it with Diamond Comic Club. Finally sold. It was a ridiculously cheap price, so I don't know why it took so long to sell. But ASM 15 is an awesome cover. You guys know I'm ASM junkie. I think your next piece for the collection should be a piece of Romita original art. So if you could speak that into existence, go right ahead. That would be fucking awesome. I went to New York Comic Con last year and I'm going this year again. I already got the tickets. So please, if you guys are in the area and can get tickets to New York Comic Con, go. We'll hang out. I'm going Thursday and Friday this year. But go. They have there's a guy there named Romita Man Art. He has a ton of John Romita artwork. I told you this story many times. At ASM 55, the cover with Doc Ock with the eyes, it's 350,000 last time I was there. So I think that's out of my realm of collecting, especially at least published work. Maybe something that's not published I might be able to do, but there you go. So I got to tell you something. Invincible Comics are, if you guys have watched the show, I've heard the show is fantastic. I have not watched it, but I heard the show is absolutely phenomenal. I do think it has a cult following right now. So some of the books I think definitely have value. Down the line, though, I can't predict because it's something I don't know too much about. But obviously, right now, they do have value. And the more they go on with these shows that people love it, I'll compare those books to like Walking Dead because of the cult following. But Walking Dead had a show forever. And the book was going on forever. Now, obviously, Invincible, the books are still going on. The show is still going on. So check in on The Walking Dead, how those books are doing now. Check GPA, check Comic Link. See what those books are doing because that'll kind of give you a little bit of information how I think Invincible books will do in the future. I agree, Jason. We talk about all the time that it's a buyer's market right now, especially Silver Age stuff. Like they've gotten crushed. Like I saw FF5 is one of my favorite books. I still have my copy. It's not up because I'm rearranging my room, but I still have my FF5 signed by Stan Lee. The book is not going anywhere. To me, it's my favorite villain. So outside of like the Spidey villains and maybe the Joker, like best Marvel villain, in my opinion, is Dr. Doom. Still have that book and I'll never sell it. I shouldn't say never. If I had to trade it for something enormous, I would, but I think it's a great book and it's a scarce book. So to have it in such a high grade, I think it's definitely desirable. Where have you been most successful in buying? eBay, Comic Link, Heritage, Connect, Instagram, cons, etc. This is a fucking fabulous question. Tyker, what a great question. So I was fortunate enough to get back into collecting in 2017, 2018. Early on, I was buying through eBay. That was my main. And then, of course, when the Instagram scene blew up, like Elite 11 was the first one that I knew of. Torpedo Comics then was shortly after. I didn't buy too many things from them because at that time they were really overpriced, and I think still are. No, nothing against them. I get it. But Elite Comics 11, there were a lot of deals that could be had before there was an explosion that happened. So to me, it's the Instagrams, live feeds, there are still deals to be had. I think dealers on Instagram, for the most part, they're willing to give up books for good prices. eBay is still tough. It's hit or miss. Like you really have to do some digging. You really have to do some searching. You can make offers. That doesn't mean they're going to sell it. And of course, you always have the tax man on eBay, which is a pain in the ass. So my Batman one, the other one I got from Comic Link, and my Superman one I got from Comic Link. I love Comic Link because of there's no buyer's premium if you pay right away. That's the first thing. I think it's like 3% if you take your time. There's 3%. They also have an exchange which you can just buy right back and forth. But I think Comic Link is the fairest. It's also when the time ends, the time ends. They don't add time like Comic Connect. They don't have a second session like Heritage does. The Heritage has a live session after the app ends. So Comic Link to me is the best actual place to buy books. The problem is with Comic Link is that, it's an auction. So some of the books that you're after, there's a lot of people looking at it. There's a lot. Like on eBay, you can go buy it now. But on Instagram live feed, if you're you're first, you can get some great deals. So I'm going to say right now, Instagram is the best. I'll put Comic Link as second. And after that, I'll go eBay and cons. eBay and cons because cons are expensive. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You go to a con, they're well above prices that you would normally see on Instagram or they're probably equal to eBay, maybe a little bit more. So I love going to cons. I enjoy the experience. If you're going to Garden State Comic Fest, my shit is priced at GPA. So I'm not overpricing my books and I will take offers. So if you're going to be there, you're getting deals if you want to get books. Same with my buddy Dario bringing books. He's going to be priced at GPA. He wants to move books. I want to move books. So come check us out. What do you think are the biggest steals in this comic market now? Grails and major keys that are undervalued. I'm thinking of starting big, buying bigger. Me personally, obviously scarcity is the number one thing that drives books. If they're keys. So if a book is scarce and it's not a key, it may not be desirable. But if you could find a scarce book that's a key, like everybody's going to kill me when I say this, but Silver Age Marvel. What are the two scarcest books that are Silver Age Marvel? I did a video about this not too long ago. Hulk 1 is the scarcest Marvel key, and I think FF5 might be second after that. So two of those books I have in my collection still. You know, I know AF-15 is everybody's grail, including mine. Say AF-15, Spidey's my biggest character. That's everybody's grail. More people want to own that book than any other. And so I will say, always buy that book. I don't care if you're a Spider-Man fan and you want that book, buy it. Just don't overpay too much, because 20 years down the line, you're still making money in that book, in my opinion. But my opinion, like the FF5, I saw a 2.0 or 2.5 selling for $5,000. A 2.5 not too long ago, they were asking $9,000. So that book has come down a lot. But you have to be a fan of what you're buying. So don't just buy just to buy. In this market, buy what you like. So if you're a fan of a certain character, that's what I'm going to say, go buy. Buy the best book of that character. If you're a Batman fan and you can't get the $2 that I have, there's still, you know, other Batman keys out there. There's the Silver Age villains. There is Batman 227, 251, classic covers. I would say if you can't go get the giant books, like a 227 and a 251 signed by Neil Adams, I think they're awesome. Neil's not with us, so he's not signing any more books. I know Neil signed a lot of stuff, but to have those two iconic covers signed by him, there's no better feeling than having those books, in my opinion. I have a ASM 50 and an ASM 39, two of my favorite covers by my favorite artists, signed by Stan Lee and Romita. Like they're both like, I cherish those books so much because of what those two guys mean to me. Like that's what this is about, guys. Like getting what you want. Like holy shit, like that doesn't exist, to have both those books signed by the best writer in Stan Lee and my favorite artist in Romita. I think Jack Kirby is the better artist. I think, you know, what he's done for the industry was you can't compare it. But the way Romita drew Spider-Man, he told stories with his art. So I think buy the character you like, but get the best book from that character you possibly can. I think that's good advice. James votes for 251. He's the lone exception. Jim, you're going Friday to what? Are you going to New York Comic Con Friday? Is this what you mean? Let me know, dude, because we definitely have to meet up if you're going Friday. 100%. Sorry for mentioning my channel's mods. Take it easy, Lates. No problem, buddy. I was thinking about... Oh, let me put on screen. So we got about 15 minutes, guys. I was thinking about you this weekend when we got the news about John Romita. You and I have the same favorite cover of all time, 39. Rest in peace, John. You gave us so much. I agree. He was such an amazing man from what I heard, but he lived to 93. So he had a great... I didn't know him personally, but he had a great long life. I'll put it that way. You can get a sketch or a page that would be, yeah, you're talking about the Romita artwork. Yeah, it's just tough to find, man. People drive up the original art prices because they're so hard to find. Yeah, well, obviously the cover, 350,000. It's a lot over what I could afford. Yeah. I paid $5 and $50 for 2 Romita Senior head sketches 15 years apart. Wow. That is insane. I would love to own something like that. God knows what that's worth now. And I know his books are going to go up because, you know, unfortunately that's what happens when they pass away. But like Neil's stuff went up when he passed away, unfortunately. But just to own some of that stuff, if you have a favorite artist out there or a favorite, you know, character and it means something to you, that's the way you should go right now. I love Heritage for non-major keys, especially the Golden Age stuff. Yeah, Heritage, you can get a great deal on Heritage if people are not looking at the stuff when you're buying it as well. If you're looking at something and not a lot of people are looking at it, you can get steals. I like selling slabs on eBay, but I hate shipping real books. Hopefully to sell those in person. If you get Geminis and some, 2 pieces of cardboard, I ship them all day long. Get the Geminis from Amazon and the backing boards from Amazon as well. They're relatively easy to ship and cheap to ship as well. Dude, Angry Otter, thank you so much, bud. Howdy, all you crazy cool kiddos. Thank you for joining the channel. I appreciate it. More good stuff to come. Like I said, we're on the road to 6K. Hopefully, we get there soon. Either we're going to do some original art or possibly a statue or maybe even something else if somebody has something else in mind. If I go to a show and I'm going to one, and I have a little time to shop and I find something good to give away, we'll do that as well. Evil Ernie it is. Hey, listen, first appearance of Evil Ernie is not a cheap book either, man. War Machine Roads, how you doing, pal? Christian Tolliver, ASM 316 is still a great modern book. So let me tell you, I have a 9.8 ASM 316 with the Venom label. The Venom label. I'm thinking about selling it. So if anybody's interested in that book, it's not going to come cheap because it has the Venom label. It's a 9.8. It's fucking perfect. The book is perfect. I have a 9.8 ASM 316. Oh, you know what? It's right here because I forgot I was moving books around. Here you go. I was going to bring this to the show next weekend, and it's a white fucking pager to boot. This book is awesome, and it's perfect, and it's got that great label. So if somebody wants this book, I got to look at the GPA, but it's not going to come cheap because you don't see this book ever come up with this label in this good a condition. So anybody wants to, there's in every video, there's a contact number, contact email me, and I'll give you a price, or else I'm taking it to the show. Surprised I haven't seen much genre media tributes on YouTube. There's a lot on Instagram. There were a ton on Instagram, which is great. But I did that video not too long about the top 10 genre media covers, in my opinion. That's out there. Thank you so much. Here from the Philippines. Really appreciate that. Creamy Fungus, man. That's a great name. Creamy Fungus. Creamy Fungus. Any more questions, guys? We got 10 minutes, and then I'm wrapping this thing up. Got some yard work to do. We got to finish stuff in this room. I keep switching stuff around because this room is so freaking tiny that I need to get out there and try to give myself some extra room. A beautiful high grade. I got two 9.6s, but it's arresting 316. I don't know what that means. Arresting 3. I'm assuming that's a typo. But yeah, it's a great book. It's, again, there's not too many moderns that I collect, but obviously ASM is, a big thing for me. But that's it, man. I can't thank you guys enough for bearing with me. I think I had it took me 2 years, and I think I've been doing this for 6 years, and I have just under 600 videos. It took me 2 years to get 2 or 2.5 years, almost 3 years at this point, getting to 1,000 subs, and 3 years to get to 5,000. So we're growing at a quicker pace now, but I'm just trying to up the ante. I'm trying to do better videos for you guys, come up with interesting topics, be more, active as I can in the community, doing giveaways. I find this incredibly fun to come here and chat with you guys. Sometimes it's work to put out videos. Don't get me wrong. What I'd love to do is, I had a conversation with Rohan the other day. We were talking about doing videos, and they have a channel, Absolute Game of Nerds. But you know how many times I do outtakes, screw up when I do a video, and I delete it and start again. I may save some of those outtakes and kind of making a video out of it, because some of this shit's pretty funny. Because I'm cursing, I'm throwing my hands up in the air, slapping myself, stuff like that. It's really funny, some of the shit that I do. So I may actually throw that out there. So let me know what you think about that. Where were we? Can you do a show topic, comics to buy under 500? So yeah, I actually did that maybe about 2 years ago. So if you go back in some of my playlists and look for, go into the comic collecting playlist, there are comic videos called comics I'm looking to buy for under 500, undervalued comics that I did way back when. The problem is now it's tough to go out and buy those books because some of the books have gotten more expensive. Some of them have come down. I think under $500, you could still get some decent stuff. I'll talk about the 251 and 227 books you can get right now for under $500. Batman 251 and 227. Marvel Spotlight 32. It's one of my favorites, but obviously it's come down a lot for Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew. Those are books that always come to mind. I think you can get a low grade FF12, really low grade FF12 for around $500. Stuff like that. I'll do some digging and see but the problem is they're going to have the books that I want to buy, right? Like those are books that I want to buy personally. It doesn't mean you want to buy them. And I think that's the main thing we have to take away right now in this market, because not everything's going up in value. There's a lot that won't. I think DC keys are probably still undervalued, but the big DC keys are Golden Age books that are a fortune. So the Silver Age Batman villains, I think, are good buys. They're still cheap. You can get a low to mid grade Batman 181, probably for around 500. Make sure it has a pinup, but it's probably going to be low grade. I have one, but it's more expensive. Thanks, Jason. I really appreciate it, buddy. I did a claim sale. Those are the book. Go watch it. Go watch the claim sale. Rewatch it, because most of those books I still have for sale. They were like 10 that sold. That was it. So go watch that claim sale. Those are all the keys I have for sale. So go check that out, Metal Bum. It's one of the last live sales I did. And you could just email me and and say if you're interested in anything. You made it. We're right about to end the stream, Immortal Biggie Shack, man. But thank you for popping in, man. Appreciate it. Thanks, Comic Boy. I appreciate that, man. I love you too. Jared Wallace, thank you so much on the 5K. Great videos, well deserved. Thank you, man. I'm trying, like I said, every day I try to better myself on this thing. Sometimes it gets a little stagnant, but you know, we try to get better every time. No problem, buddy. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Last minute. I'm ending this thing. I got some yard work to do and some stuff to figure out here. I really appreciate it. I want to say happy Father's Day to all the guys out there who are fathers. It's a big deal, man. It's your day tomorrow, so enjoy it. Spend the time with your kids, spend the time with your wife, enjoy the time. And I guess thank you, for getting me to 5,000. It means a lot. Like I said, the best thing about having a YouTube channel is all the friends that I make doing so. Like I wouldn't have met Errol, I wouldn't have met Jason, I wouldn't have met Rohan, I wouldn't have met JP, I wouldn't have met Jim, I wouldn't have met all the freaking guys out there. James Vance, Ro, John, buddy, all of you guys. I wouldn't have met all you guys out there without doing this YouTube channel. So again, it's a great feeling to be where I'm at. It's a great feeling to have guys I consider and gals that I consider friends in this community. Danny, I'm going to mention you too, a good friend of mine who I met through this channel, who gives me lots of support. We're buying t-shirts. By the way, if you guys are interested, there's some brand new stuff on the channel. I forgot to mention it. There's a great Ramita tribute shirt that I have, Ramita, Kirby, Ditko, and Stan Lee tribute shirt that I have that I made for the channel. There's a description every video. It's right. It says merch store. Click on that. There's a Clobber in Time shirt. There's a I Am Iron Man shirt. There's a I Can Do This All Day shirt. So cool, like Marvel and DC stuff that I wanted to come out with that won't get me copyright infringed like the other shirts were. So if you got those shirts originally, man, you did well, because those are gone. But some great tribute shirts and a good way to support the channel. And they're cheap. They're like $17 or $21. There's long sleeve shirts. There's stuff like that. It's a great way to get something out of supporting the channel as well. The memberships are there. We're going to do that membership giveaway. I promise you, James. I promise you, John. A couple other guys that are members of the channel. We're doing that soon, and we'll keep doing that because I really appreciate your support. So last comment, your videos are great. It all just happens in a subtle way and sometimes without rhyme or reason. It's hard to figure subscriber numbers. Your content is amazing. Keep up the great work. James, I appreciate you so much, bud. You're right on about that. There's so many great creators out there that don't get their due. A lot of work goes into this, man. Don't get me wrong. Every Monday I come home from work and I'm writing the script to the Hot 10, and I come in and I film the Hot 10, and I go home and I edit the Hot 10, and then I publish it usually Monday night for the members of the channel. It doesn't air till Thursday. And then I also, I search for eBay books that sell and put them together, offer you guys requests or books that I think are interesting to see what they sold for. And I give you look up the GPA data and I give my thoughts. And now, of course, we have the this or that, where I find two books that sold for the same amount of money. And you tell me out there in the community what book you'd rather have for that price. And that's what it's about, interacting with each other, right? So again, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate all of you. Congrats to Jim on winning the Iron Man 1. And hopefully we hit 6,000 soon so I can give this shit away, whether it's going to be the statue or the art or maybe something else. So thank you guys again. It's Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.